In the headlines, bandits kill 3, kidnap 8 others in Kaduna. Aviation Minister orders immediate suspension of Dana Air pending audit. Rivers Commissioner rejects redeployment, resigns as tensions simmer. On the international scene, fast drops of oil arrive at semi-cracking Niger-Benin pipeline. Hello again and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for joining us, and now the news in full. And we'll begin with the sad development where bandits have again killed at least 3 people and abducted 8 others in a fresh attack on Hajuba village of Kakangi ward in Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. The latest attack comes just 5 days after 23 people were killed by bandits at Angoan Danko community near Dogon Dawa district in the eastern part of Birnin Gwari local government area. Police authorities and the Kaduna State government are yet to comment on the incident. However, the Secretary General of Birnin Gwari Emirate Progressive Union, Abdurrashid Abarshi, said the bandits attacked the village at about 3 p.m. on Tuesday after they had camped at a nearby spot on Monday night to perfect their operation. He said 2 persons were shot dead on the spot while 4 others were taken away by the bandits. He explained that the bandits on their way out of Abuja village killed another villager who was fetching firewood and also abducted 4 other persons. Still on security matters, troops of Sector 1 Multinational Joint Task Force located in Mora, Cameroon, have neutralized 3 Boko Haram terrorists in 2 separate operations at Zig and Suram on 15 and 22nd April 2022, respectively. Meanwhile, the force public relations officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi has ordered the arrest of officers caught on video bashing a driver's car. Adejobi, who condemned the incident, called for immediate action to identify and invite the officers involved. An ex-user who shared the video gave it a caption that seemed to bring the police to disrepute. The ex-user alleged that the Nigerian police is the most unprofessional in the entire solar system. Reacting to the video, Olumuyiwa condemned the video in totality, adding that the behavior was unholy. President Bola Tinubu has promised that his administration will prioritize the completion of the East-West Road in view of its importance not only to the Niger Delta states but to the entire country. The East-West Road is a major gateway linking the South-South states to other regions in the country and has been in a dilapidated state over the years. The president, represented by the Minister of Steel Development, Shuaibu Audu, spoke while declaring open the 6th meeting of the National Council on Niger Delta with the theme Stimulating Strategies for Economic Growth and Development in the Niger Delta region. He said the administration was repositioning the Ministry of Niger Delta Development and the Niger Delta Development Commission to harmonize all development plans of agencies and partners operating in the region into a single integrated regional development plan to actualize their mandate. Tinubu restated his commitment towards resuscitating refineries in the country to ensure petroleum products availability and reduction in their retail prices. The Minister of Aviation, Festus Keyamo, has directed the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to suspend Dana Air a day after one of the airline's planes skidded off the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Lagos runway. The minister also ordered a comprehensive audit of the airline encompassing all aspects of safety protocols, maintenance procedures, and financial health to ensure full compliance with the aviation sector's regulations. In a letter to the NCAA Director General titled Immediate Suspension of Dana Air Pending Safety and Financial Health Audit, the minister said the move was necessary to ensure safety and regulatory compliance. The incident on Tuesday had led the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria to temporarily shut down runway 18L36R at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos State for flight operations. The runway was reopened on Wednesday morning after a FANS emergency response team evacuated and recovered the aircraft from the site. FANS Director of Public Affairs and Consumer Protection, Obiageli Ora, announced this in a statement. She said subsequently, comprehensive clearing operations were conducted to ensure the runway was free of any foreign object debris that could impede flight safety. The redeployed Rivers State Commissioner for Justice and the Attorney General of the state, Zakakus Adango, has rejected his redeployment from the Office of Commissioner of Justice to that of Special Duties in the Office of the Governor and consequently resigned from the administration of Siminalayi Fubara. Adango, in his letter of resignation dated 24th April 2024 and addressed to the Secretary to Rivers State Government, Tami Danagogo, said he is no longer willing to continue to serve in the administration in any capacity. He said the governor had in the past couple of weeks willfully interfered with the performance of his duties as Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice by directing him not to defend, oppose, or appear in suits instituted against the Attorney General and Government of Rivers State by persons, he said, were admittedly hired or sponsored by the Government of Rivers State. He said that, having served as a cabinet member of Rivers State government in the past 5 years, he has no option other than to resign and save his reputation. Governor Fubara had on Tuesday carried out a minor reshuffle of his administration, with the Attorney General of the state and Commissioner for Finance redeployed to special duties and employment and economic generation ministries, respectively. The Kaduna State House of Assembly has written to the state's Ministry of Finance demanding details of financial transactions under former Governor Nasir El-Rufai's administration between 2015 and 2023. This is in connection with the State Assembly's probe of all finances, loans, and contract projects awarded under the El-Rufai administration. The probe by the State Assembly comes weeks after the incumbent governor of Kaduna State, Ubasani, lamented that El-Rufai left him a huge debt profile. Sani, who spoke during a town hall meeting in Kaduna State, said he inherited a lean treasury, adding that he could not pay workers' salaries. The revelation by Sani generated reactions from several quarters, including El-Rufai's son, Bashir, who took to his social media handle to accuse his father's successor of shying away from his responsibility. Last Tuesday, at plenary, the Kano State House of Assembly resolved to probe El-Rufai's administration and therefore set up the fact-finding committee. 15 traditional leaders have been dethroned by the Sokoto state government for various offences. 4 others are also still being investigated for other offences. The offences bordered on aiding insecurity, land racketeering, and others. The development followed recommendations of the committee set up by Governor Ahmed Aliyu to review appointment of traditional leaders, renaming of higher institutions, and dissolution of governing boards of parastatals other than the statutory bodies. Their dethronement with immediate effect was announced by Abubakar Bawa, press secretary to the governor. Bawa also said 7 other traditional leaders were retained, while the district heads of Sabon Birni local government area and his counterpart from Benji were transferred to Gatawa and Bubkari districts respectively. We're bringing now to the FCT, where Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court, sitting in Maitama, Abuja, on Tuesday, adjourned hearing on the bail application of Binance Holdings Limited and its executive, Tigran Gambarian, till May 17, 2024. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is prosecuting Gambarian alongside Binance Holdings Limited and Nadeem Anjarwalla, currently at large, on 5-count charges bordering on alleged tax evasion, currency speculation, and money laundering to the tune of $34,400,000 United States dollars. The court had on Thursday, April 18, 2024, adjourned trial to Tuesday for prosecution counsel, Ekele Henacho, to respond to a bail application filed by the defense counsel, Mark Modi. At Tuesday's proceedings, Modi argued that the court had the power to grant bail to the defendant and impose conditions to ensure his presence in court. However, Iheanacho opposed the bail application, stating that the defendant is a flight risk. In response to this, Modi, who argued that the defendant posed no flight risk, said the prosecution was not certain that the defendant has an Armenian passport and affirmed that there is no Armenian embassy in Nigeria that issues or prints passports. After listening to the submissions, the court adjourned the matter till May 17, 2024 for ruling on the bail application. And in Lagos State, the Court of Appeal, Lagos Division, has reserved judgment in the appeal filed by Nollywood actor Olanrewaju James, also known as Baba Ijesha, challenging his conviction by a Lagos State High Court. Baba Ijesha was on July 14, 2022, convicted of sexual assault of a minor. Justice Oluwatoyin Taiwo, retired, of the Ikeja Domestic Violence and Sexual Offences Court, sentenced him to 5 years imprisonment. On Tuesday, a 3-man panel of the Appellate Court, led by Justice Folashade Ojo, heard Baba Ijesha's appeal against his conviction and reserved judgment to a date to be communicated to the parties. Thousands of commuters and motorists in Anambra State were stranded on Wednesday following the shutting down of petrol stations across the state. Reports say most petrol stations in the major cities of Awka, Onitsha, Nnewi, Umunze, Ekulobia, and other environs were dispensing fuel on Wednesday morning. From the Upper Iweka parks in Onitsha to the Aroma roundabout in Awka and other major cities, the situation was the same. As a result, the limited number of vehicles on the road significantly raised transport fares by more than 200%. Commuters who managed to get on the few available buses were forced to pay exorbitant prices. For example, commercial transporters charge 500 naira for a trip of 200 naira, whereas a trip of 500 naira costs between 1,200 naira and 1,500 naira. The sudden development caught numerous commuters off guard, forcing several commuters to trek to different locations. The National Broadcasting Commission says it will consider the review of the 2.5% gross revenue remittance imposed on broadcast stations in Nigeria by the Commission. While speaking during a meeting with key stakeholders of broadcasting stations in Nigeria, the newly appointed Director General of the Commission, Charles Ebuebu, explained that the move is to meet emerging economic challenges in the country. He also said the NBC management will review the NBC code in totality while assuring stakeholders that the new management is committed to the welfare and interests of all broadcast stations in Nigeria. The NBC DG frowned at the court ruling in January 2024, which stopped the NBC from imposing sanctions and fines on broadcast stations and described it an anomaly. He stated that while the Commission is appealing the court's ruling, it remains steadfast in its mandate. The DG enlisted formulation of comprehensive policies that support the growth of broadcast stations as well as promotion of communication and dialogue as some of the core values of his administration. This is a news update on Trust Television. Still ahead. We'll take a look at recreational hiking activity for health and wellness. More news on return. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Let's take a look at our top stories again. Bandits kill 3, kidnap 8 others in Kaduna State. Aviation Minister orders immediate suspension of Dana Air pending audit. And to more stories, Chess in Slums founder Tunde Onakoya was on Wednesday warmly welcomed back to Nigeria after breaking the record for the longest ever chess marathon with a time of 60 hours. He was greeted in a heartwarming reception with singing and dancing at the airport. Onakoya broke the record of Norwegian players Halvard Haug and Sjur Frekkenstad, who played for 56 hours 9 minutes in 2018. The Nigerian chess master on April 17 began his attempt to set a 58-hour chess marathon record at the Times Square in New York, United States. The new record holder said he attempted to raise funds and awareness for providing educational opportunities to underprivileged children across Africa. Meanwhile, experts in hiking are calling for greater recognition of the sport by the Nigerian government as well as the sports industry as a whole. The call comes on the heels of an excursion by some hikers in Abuja, the nation's capital. Amarachi Doris has more to this.
Hiking has deep historical roots originating from ancestral traditions of traversing diverse terrains for hunting, trade, and religious purposes. Over time, these paths have evolved into recreational hiking locations driven by a growing interest in health and wellness. In Abuja, hikers recently embraced the city's abundant natural trail with over 50 hiking routes available. A diverse group of hikers, including both men and women of various ages and profession, take advantage of the available hiking routes in the FCT to embark on a 2-hour trek through scenic landscapes. Veteran hiker Biliamino Abdusalam shared insights during the journey, discussing motivations, challenges, and the unique advantages and disadvantages of hiking in Abuja.
For me, it's a usual thing I do every Saturday. I'll speak about the good side. When you hike, it's a form of fitness, and there's these endorphins you release when you hike that just rejuvenates your body. You might get home tired, but the next day you recuperate. Next week, you'll be longing to come back to the trail. Ill side of hiking is when you give adults instruction. This is the trail. This is where you follow. This is how you go about it. This is the trail lead you listen to, and this is the sweeper. When you don't listen to such instruction and you're a novice, you might just find yourself wanting. Anything can happen. It might be a short fall. You won't feel it, but when you get home, you start treatment and it becomes something big.
First-time hiker Sandra Williams and seasoned participants highlighted the physical, mental, and social benefits of hiking, emphasizing its positive impact on overall well-being.
The experience is amazing. It's awesome. Prior to this time, I play volleyball, so it wasn't really too much of a big deal for me. I thought it was going to be way harder than this, but it was fun. I love the way my body feels right now.
Hiking is more than just an exercise. It's a holistic experience that promotes physical fitness, mental clarity, emotional well-being, and social connection. You should try it one day.
The federal government has announced the recovery of 57 billion naira from the 5.2 trillion naira liabilities owed the Federal Inland Revenue Service and other bodies by ministries, departments, and agencies of government. The Permanent Secretary, Special Duties, Federal Ministry of Finance, Okokon Ekanem Udo, made the disclosure on Tuesday in Enugu State during a sensitization workshop on federal government's debt recovery drive through Project Lighthouse program for Southeast Geopolitical Zone. While declaring the event open, Kano stated that the debts came to the spotlight from data aggregated from over 5,000 plus debtors across more than 93 ministries, departments and agencies. Represented by the ministry's Director of Special Projects, Aisha Umar, the permanent secretary said it also received refunds to the government from companies who failed to deliver on projects for which payment had been made. He disclosed that the ministry has taken steps to address these major revenue loopholes through the issuance of a ministerial directive to all MDAs to aggregate all government debt across the public finance space, as well as having a single window of the credit profile of government. On the international scene, amid frustrated diplomatic relations with Benin Republic is expected to receive transit duties and tax revenues per quantity of Nigerian oil that gushes out at Seme-Krake. The projection comes as a platform where the 1,980-kilometer pipeline that connects the Agadem oil fields lands. On Sunday, Nigerian oil reportedly gushed out at Seme-Krake in Benin, raising hopes for at least 2,000 jobs across the West African region. The project, whose construction began in September 2019, has faced several delays. It was expected to last 2 years and cost over $5 billion. According to a 2019 National Petroleum Plan, the pipeline linking Kulele in Niger to the port of Seme in Benin will produce about 90,000 barrels per day. That is expected to transform Niger into a significant regional oil producer. Still on the foreign scene, a group of Malian political parties and civil society organizations has appealed to the Supreme Court on Monday to annul the junta's ban on political activities. In a statement, the group said they are appealing to Mali's top court with the aim of annulling the decree which they consider tyrannical and oppressive. The ruling junta suspended all political parties and activities on April 10. It came following a demand made on March 31 by more than 80 political parties and civil society organizations for a return to constitutional order by holding presidential elections as soon as possible. The transitional government had promised to restore civilian rule by March 2024 after elections in February this year. However, the authorities announced in September that they would postpone elections indefinitely. Finally, in sports news, Nigerian striker Victor Osimhen has hailed Napoli fans and admitted he will probably cry when leaving the club. Osimhen expected to leave the former Serie A champions this summer. The Nigerian international's destination is still unknown at the moment, with the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain reportedly interested in the striker. Asked to describe the Napoli fans during an interview, Osimhen simply said, extraordinary. He said the passion that the Neapolitans have for their club is out of this world, adding that whether the team wins or loses, fans will always support the team. And that concludes the news update at this hour on Trust Television. Remember, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time. Join us again.